At 56, Will Smith's life stands as one of Hollywood's most haunting contradictions. A man who gave the world laughter, love, and unforgettable stories, yet has spent a lifetime wrestling with his own pain. Behind the glow of stardom lies a soul shaped by heartbreak, guilt, and the endless weight of expectation. He is the boy who once hid his fear behind jokes, the superstar who turned his wounds into art, and the man who learned that fame can be both a crown and a cage. His journey is not just about success, but survival, a story of brilliance shadowed by sorrow, reminding us that even the strongest lights can flicker in the darkness of their own humanity. The pain behind the smile. Will Smith's childhood was marked by emotional turmoil hidden behind the facade of a stable, middle-class home. Born in 1968 in Philadelphia, he grew up with a strict father and a devoted but gentle mother. The pivotal trauma of witnessing his father strike his mother at age 9 left a lasting wound of guilt and helplessness. Will later admitted that this moment made him see himself as a coward for not stepping in. To cope, he developed humor as a defense mechanism, a way to ease tension and bring peace where fear lingered. That same humor later became his greatest strength, turning pain into performance. The smile that charmed the world was born not from joy, but from survival. Beneath the confidence and laughter that defined his public persona was always the frightened boy trying to undo a night that shattered his sense of safety and innocence. Survival through performance. Even though Will Smith grew up in a relatively comfortable neighborhood, emotional chaos followed him wherever he went. Laughter became his weapon and his refuge. He discovered that making people laugh gave him a sense of control in an unpredictable home. What began as a shield against pain evolved into a passion. Performing became his language, a way to be loved and safe. Humor wasn't just entertainment, it was therapy, a way to transform fear into connection. Through television, hip-hop, and storytelling, Will learn to channel his emotions into something creative and healing. This survival instinct would become the foundation of his artistry. It made him relatable, authentic, and endlessly charismatic. Behind every joke and every smile was a deep resilience. A boy who learned to turn trauma into triumph, and a man who used laughter not just to survive, but to inspire others to keep going. From the streets to the stage. In the mid-1980s, Will found escape and identity through music. Teaming up with DJ Jazzy Jeff, he became the Fresh Prince, creating lighthearted rap that celebrated joy and humor instead of violence. Their songs, like Parents Just Don't Understand, broke barriers by appealing to both urban youth and mainstream families. At just 20, Will became a millionaire and one of the first rappers to win a Grammy. But even as success arrived, criticism stung. Hardcore rappers dismissed him as soft, accusing him of betraying hip-hop's street authenticity. When the Grammy Awards refused to air the rap category, Will stood smiling before the cameras while feeling invisible inside. This bittersweet moment revealed a painful truth. Fame could bring glory, yet deny validation. It was his first lesson in how success often comes wrapped in loneliness, and how applause doesn't always silence the ache of rejection. Falling from fame's grace. Success brought Will wealth, but not wisdom. Still young and inexperienced, he spent recklessly on cars, jewelry, and parties, believing the good times would last forever. The reality hit hard when the IRS came after him for millions in unpaid taxes. Practically overnight, his fortune vanished. The embarrassment of losing everything so quickly was a harsh awakening. For the first time, Will confronted the price of his immaturity and lack of discipline. The fall from fame forced him to rebuild not just his finances, but his identity. It taught him that talent alone wasn't enough. Real success required control, humility, and purpose. Instead of letting failure define him, he turned it into fuel for growth. This period of loss would prepare him for his next act, a remarkable comeback that would transform him from a fallen rapper into one of television's most beloved stars. The Fresh Prince Reborn. When Will hit rock bottom, fate intervened in the most unexpected way. Legendary producer Quincy Jones invited him to a Hollywood party that changed his life. There, Will was pushed to audition for a new sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right on the spot. Though nervous and unprepared, his natural charisma lit up the room. The role was his within minutes. The show became a cultural landmark, blending comedy with social messages about race, class, and family. For Will, it was more than a career revival. It was redemption. He went from being broke to becoming a global sensation once again. The Fresh Prince didn't just save his career, it gave him purpose, proving that even after failure, rebirth is possible. Through that role, Will learned to see laughter not just as escape, but as a bridge, one that connected his pain to the world's joy. Hollywood's Golden Crown. The 1990s crowned Will Smith as one of Hollywood's brightest stars. With Bad Boys, Independence Day, and Men in Black, he became the face of blockbuster entertainment, a charming, confident hero who always saved the day. To audiences, he was unstoppable, the very image of success. Yet behind the glamour, Will struggled with the pressure of perfection. Fame demanded that he always be the upbeat, smiling hero, leaving little room for vulnerability. Critics accused him of being too polished, too safe, as though authenticity and happiness were flaws. Will began to question whether people truly saw him or just the image he projected. Beneath the laughter and confidence was fatigue, loneliness, and a yearning to be understood. The irony was cruel. The man who made millions feel seen often felt invisible himself, trapped behind the very smile that built his empire. Becoming Ali. The fight within seeking deeper meaning, Will took on the role of Muhammad Ali in Michael Mann's Ali, 2001. It was a turning point, an artistic and emotional battle. To embody Ali, he trained relentlessly, pushing his body to extremes, studying his movements, speech, and spirit. The transformation consumed him physically and mentally. For the first time, Will confronted his limits, both as an actor and as a man. Playing Ali wasn't just about imitation, it was about honoring the fire of a legend. The experience left him bruised and drained, but also awakened. His Oscar nomination validated his dedication, but the greater victory was internal. Through Ali, he discovered the courage to face his own pain, to stop hiding behind perfection and embrace his flaws as part of his humanity. Healing. Through the pursuit of happiness. In 2006, The Pursuit of Happyness became more than a film for Will. It became therapy. Portraying Chris Gardner, a struggling father fighting for a better life, forced him to revisit his own childhood wounds. Every tear, every moment of desperation on screen mirrored the promise he'd made as a boy, to protect his children from the pain he once felt. Acting alongside his real-life son, Jaden, blurred the lines between fiction and truth. The film earned him another Oscar nomination and universal praise. But more importantly, it brought healing. Through the story of perseverance, Will found redemption. He realized that strength isn't about perfection, it's about resilience, love, and the courage to keep moving even when broken. The Pursuit of Happyness wasn't just a performance, it was a confession and a release. A man beyond the spotlight. Will Smith's journey is a reminder that greatness often hides behind grief. From a frightened boy in Philadelphia to a global icon, his story is not just about fame, but about endurance. He faced betrayal, guilt, and rejection, yet rose to inspire millions. Every smile carried history, every triumph carried pain. His life teaches that strength isn't born from ease but from struggle, from the decision to stand up after falling, to keep shining even when the light burns. Beyond the hero, beyond the laughter, there stands a man still seeking peace with his past, still learning to love himself beyond the legend. Will Smith's legacy is more than stardom. It's proof that the brightest lights of Hollywood are often lit by the fires of the darkest nights.